Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of the Spiritual Transformer podcast. And I am your host, Randy Koo. So, this is my third video, and I just want to take a bit of time and say thank you. Thank you for everybody who watched my previous videos and have left a like or a comment or subscribe. So, thank you very much. I really can't do this without you guys. So, today I want to do a little bit something different. So this one here has no notes. This one here has no script. I'm just gonna go off the cuff and see how it feels. So today all I have is the topic to go off on, and today's topic is about why is it so hard to talk about spirituality. So yeah, I've been into this spiritual game for quite some time, and years in fact. I mean, if you're counting like way back, and I really don't have anybody to talk to about this. It's just so hard to talk about it with anyone, with friends or family. Luckily for me, though, my wife is also into this stuff, and I talk with her about it a lot. She listens to me, I listen to her, and it's great. But outside this home, outside this immediate environment, I got nobody to talk to about this. Nobody. And it's a little weird, so it kind of got me thinking, why? Well, one of the reasons why I think it's why is because, one of the strangest thing of why it's not so easy to talk to other people about this is, well, spirituality to me, I don't really want to go by like a dictionary definition of spirituality because I think it's not personal enough. So I'm gonna give my own personal definition of spirituality and see if it sticks. Let me know if you like it or not. So my personal definition of spirituality is just the art of being. That's it. Just the art of being. Being what? Whatever you want. For me, it's about the art of being, specifically in relationship to who you really are, who you truly are deep inside. So that's what it's all about to me. And the more I think about it, the more I read, the more I watch other people's works on this topic, and I realize that spirituality isn't something that we do like a hobby or whatever, once, twice a day. It's something you do all the time. I mean, the art of being is a 24/7 kind of thing. You're being whatever you want all the time. So given that, I have no idea why it's so not out there enough. Why it's so hard to talk to anybody outside my home personally about spirituality. And I kind of do try, and I kind of don't get anywhere. And I don't know why it's so hard for something that I feel is so pervasive. I mean, 24/7, you're doing spiritual things whether you know it or not. You're just being, right? And I find that's weird. It's not like you can go up to a guy on the street or an acquaintance and say, "Hey, bro, how's your ascension experience going?" It's a little weird, right? We don't hear that. We don't get that. I don't do that to other people. But yeah, people are having an ascension experience or whatever experience, whether they know it or not. And maybe it's just because spirituality is so personal. Like, it's really a lot about how a person feels or is inside, who they are, what they're being, what they're trying to be. And I think it's really, really difficult to express that to strangers or even to your own friends and family, oddly enough. I mean, I could probably count on one hand when people get like really honest with me about how they truly feel inside. I mean, it's not something you hear every day. It's something that you talk about with, you know, someone really close to you, like your wife, someone who you really trust, like your best friend. And that's a bit of a shame because I think there needs to be more talk of spirituality out there because, like I said, it's a 24-hour, 7-day a week thing, and we're all doing it. So why don't we all talk about it? So, yeah, it's really personal has a lot to do with stuff deep inside, and I get it. It feels really naked when you open up yourself, make yourself vulnerable, and talk to other people about the things that really make you tick. It can be really freaky. So I'm really happy that I have my wife to go back and forth on this stuff, but I know some other people might not be so lucky, and believe me, I do understand. That's what this podcast is about. Yeah, so that's one, and I think another reason it's because spirituality is it's not just about living it 24/7. It's also about it's much wider than just I guess the concept of time, right? Like spirituality also involves truth. Like if you're a truth seeker, I consider that a part of being spiritual. Like you really want to know who you are, and as a result of that, you really want to know the truth of what's going on out there. And yes, when you are a truth seeker, especially in this world where transparency between ourselves and our governments and our corporations, all the people in power, they're not really being transparent with us. I don't feel that at all. It's all doublespeak. It's all cover ups. We're seeing that a lot these days without even mentioning any names. And I know there's one in particular that people right now in 2025 really wants to know more of, one name in a list, I guess. And yeah, so there's a lot of disingenuous things happening, and as a truth seeker it's really hard. So a part of that spirituality about finding out what the truth about yourself and about what's going on outside, I think that's a spiritual thing. And but when you're living in this environment where the truth gets obfuscated so much so often, you only have one place to go. Like eventually you're gonna have to go into conspiracy theory territory, and I really hate to say that, but yeah, like if the truth is covered up left, right, and center, you eventually the rabbit hole, like you have to dive into that rabbit hole. You really want to find out the truth. And the weird thing is, I think some of these conspiracy theories might be more right than they are wrong. So that's one. And that's really hard to talk about, right? You don't really want to be known amongst your friends or your coworkers that you're a conspiracy theorist, even though it's a lot of fun sometimes, I gotta admit. And, shooting the shit with strangers on the conspiracy theories can be sort of fun. But when it comes to, like, the real deep truth, maybe it's a little too uncomfortable. And you know what? Conspiracy theories isn't where it ends. I mean, like, if you want to talk about the spirit, the nature of the world, then you're also going to other places too. Some people, you know, psychics fall into that territory. I mean, like, psychics are something people either believe in or they don't. And in that sense, there's also tarot cards and astrology, right? Astrology. So those are all divination tools, amongst other things. They can also be helpful guiding tools, yes. But if you were to tell a lot of people that you do tarot or you listen to astrology, then you can always hand wave it. You can say, "Oh yeah, I do this stuff for fun. Yeah, it's just for kicks here and there." And if you do that, I think people would be more open about it. Oh yeah, you're just having fun. Yeah, yeah, I get it. It's no big deal. You could be into all those woo woo weird things. Yeah, yeah, no problem. But I think if you take it seriously, like crazy seriously, then you can't really tell anybody about that. And I think that's a shame, because there is something to be said about divination tools or intuitives or psychics in general. I don't think they should be discounted. Just like that, there could be some serious reflection going on when you do tarot cards or oracle cards, or just visit a medium, anybody, right? It can help. It can really help, and I think that's true in my experience as well. So yeah, and another thing about spirituality, like I really went deep into this rabbit hole, and I came across this. Believe it or not, spirituality has intersections with extraterrestrials. That's right. So good old fashioned ETs are part of the spiritual book, and yeah, they're there. They're being talked about, like within the spiritual community. They're there. Everybody knows they're there. They're here. and it's being spoken about. But you speak about that with strangers, with family members, friends, coworkers, and wow, I don't even know where to begin. I don't even have any direct experience doing that because, quite frankly, I don't have the guts. Like, just talking about UFOs with other people is. I think I told maybe one person I know about it, and she's like, I believe extraterrestrials are hostile. I'm like, okay, yeah, they could be. Some of them are, not all of them, but just to like say something straight out, flat out like that, I was taken aback. You know, I was like, whoa, it's a little too much generalization. You know, so I that's where I kind of left off the topic. I didn't really want to push it, and you know, it that's another thing that's really hard to talk about spirituality because it encompasses so many things that are out there woo woo, and so many things that are deeply personal. It's really, really hard to talk about, and you don't know whose toes you're going to step on, and you don't know, well, I guess it could change relationships maybe. So that's why people are so guarded. As for myself, I have actually tried. So I know a guy, he's actually one of my best friends, and he's high, he's a higher up in a particular organization. And this particular organizations of his does YouTube affiliates. Yeah. And I told him, hey, I'm thinking about starting a YouTube channel. And he says, well, let me know when you do. I can make you one of our affiliates. And I said, no, 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 no. My channel has nothing to do with your firm, your organization. And he's like, okay, well, what are you going to talk about? And I said, spirituality. And he's like, oh, awkward silence, you know? And I let it drop. He let it drop, and we moved on to talk about things that are more fun, I guess. So, yeah, I've been shot down, and here's another one, too. So, I, during the past 7 months, I guess I've been trying to hint at everybody about spirituality, and I mean everybody, just dropping hints without going too deep into what it is I know. And one guy, he's also another very good friend of mine, and he does not live in the same city that I do. So we communicate over email. Every few months, we would write each other like big long emails, you know, with what's happening in our lives and so forth. Actually, mostly we just talk about playing video games, but that is a big part of our lives. So yeah, stuff that happened in our lives. So I dropped a pretty big hint with the guy. I said, hey, you know, I had like a second awakening back in December of 2024, and now I'm doing all this spiritual stuff. I started meditating, which is something I never did before this year, and I started reading books, watching YouTube videos. It's absolutely crazy. I go deep into the rabbit hole. I wrote him that in an email, just one paragraph, nothing too specific. Just told him that I'm into it. And I get back an email from him a few months ago, and all he said with regards to spirituality, all he said was, yeah, I'm glad you're in it. You're into it. I'm glad, but I have no interest in spirituality. I don't know what to say. You know, all I can do is drop hints. I can't go in very deep because, you know, conspiracy theories and all that. But, and then when I do try to go out there and just talk to my friends, and it's like brick walls a lot of places. And you know, it's understandable. I mean, I've pretty much given like 2 or 3 good reasons why people don't talk about spirituality. It's like the first rule of spirituality: you don't talk about spirituality, and so it's the second rule. It's weird. When I think honestly everybody should be talking about this topic because it's so relevant, especially given our world and society today. If we don't talk about what's deep within ourselves, if we don't talk about things like the truth, then I honestly don't know what other relevant stuff to even talk about. But you know, there's one silver lining to all this. I mean, if I can't talk to my friends and family about spirituality, I can talk to you guys, right? And that's why That's why I'm doing this podcast. And that's one of the side effects of not being able to talk to very many people, except for my wife, about spirituality, as I get to talk with all of you. And for me, that's quite fulfilling. It's worth it. I mean, I get to go all out, no holds barred, just drop everything out there like I'm doing right now, off the cuff, no script, no notes. It's been quite enjoyable. So I hope you find this podcast, this topic, to be enjoyable for you as well. And once again, thank you for watching the Spiritual Transformer podcast. And I'm Randy Koo. If you like this content, please give me a like, drop a subscribe, or is it the other way around? Leave a comment. You know the drill. So thank you very much. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.